horta aad iyo aad aan ugu faraxsanahay in maanta safari aan soo gaarnay waxay soo gudbino oo la dhahayo Meals Act.
A few moments later.
In the last hour, a jury has found the ringleaders of the largest pandemic aid scam in the country guilty on all charges.
And we are back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, people. You know, it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us. Now, y'all, you know, I did a video a few days, maybe a week or two ago. In that video, this little clip happened, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this kind of thing, this is gnawing at me. You know how something happens, and in the moment, it's not like a big deal, but over time, you're like, hold up, that's just not right, right? Let's take a look at the clip.
Representative, this lawmaker Brandon Gill, Republican, who tweeted out that video of you and wrote, "America would be a better place if Ilhan Omar were deported back to Somalia." I mean, I thought I'd seen everything. How do you deal with that?
I mean, these people are just idiots. I really, you know, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived.
And then you may remember that Ms. Omar, after this original clip, it kind of went viral, and she had the opportunity to change that opinion or to soften it, but she doubled down on it. So here you have a congresswoman calling people dumb, stupid, idiots, etc. Now, she's not the only one, right? So I'm definitely not suggesting that it's just Ilhan Omar who speaks like this. Lots and lots of people speak like this today. In these days, I guess it is what it is. But you know what? As I'm kind of scanning the news, I'm seeing things that pop up about Miss Omar. People say that she married her brother. I did look into it, y'all. I haven't found any hard evidence on it. You know, the funny thing about Omar is, like, you can never find hard evidence on anything. Like, I'm gonna give y'all two examples real quick of events that she's mighty close to or adjacent to, but like you just like you can't make it stick on her. You know what I mean? So let's take a look at the first one. Did y'all know that the biggest COVID era fraud, or one of the biggest COVID era frauds, was a $200 million fraud called Feeding Our Families? And 12 million of those dollars went to a Somali restaurant in Ilhan Omar's area called Safari. Now, if you look at your screen, you will see that Omar not only did promo for Safari, she actually did promo for this program, this $12 million program, this Feeding Our Families program, right? Now, you know the problem? It was a scam. It was a fraud. I'm not just saying that. Like, the person who ran this program has now been convicted. 5 to 6 weeks of testimony. And he was convicted in 5 hours, y'all. 5 hours of deliberations. Let's take a look. Now, I'm not saying Ilhan Omar was at all involved. In fact, she was not directly involved in this. But isn't it curious that she's calling everybody else dumb while she's out here promoting a $12 million scam and maybe doesn't know it? Right? Like, was she the useful idiot on this, for them to pull off this $12 million scam? Let's take a look at it.
Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Rena Sargentopoulos. We're following some breaking news right now. In the last hour, a jury has found the ringleaders of the largest pandemic aid scam in the country guilty on all charges. Lou Ragoose joins us now live from court with the latest. Lou.
Rena, the jury needed just 5 hours of deliberation. That is 1 hour for each week of testimony they heard during this trial for Amy Bach and Salim Saeed. Bach, the alleged mastermind of the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme. She's the former executive director. Evidence in the trial showed that she signed and submitted every single count for reimbursement, certifying that the number of meals claimed to be served to children was correct. The evidence also showed that Bach signed every reimbursement check, all the millions and millions of dollars paid out to these meal sites. Salim Saeed was one of the first and biggest participants in the fraud scheme. He used to own Safari Restaurant in South Minneapolis. Once they joined the meal program in April 2020, right at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, within weeks, they were claiming to serve 6,000 kids every single day. Both of these defendants took the witness stand, and both of them told stories that the jury did not believe. They convicted these two on a total of 28 counts, including wire fraud, conspiracy, federal programs bribery, and more.
Or what about this situation where Ilhan Omar's campaign was somehow able to legally transfer $3 million to her husband? Okay, the news report says it was done legally. Okay, we'll accept that. But then after that, the husband gets involved in some kind of cannabis investment, and now they're saying that he scammed them. Now, was that Ilhan Omar? That's why, I said she's like adjacent. Like, it's not that she's doing it directly herself, but she's kind of around scammers or people who are accused and being convicted of scamming, right? So let's take a look at that report, and I'll let you draw your own conclusions.
The congressional race between Ilhan Omar and Don Samuels got some extra heat this week with accusations of fraud against a business partly owned by Representative Omar's husband. Fox 9's Corin Hogger joins us now in the newsroom after digging into what's behind this legal fight. All right, Corin, what is Omar's connection to these accusations?
Karen, it's nothing directly. Her husband is Tim Mynett, and his consulting firm legally got about $3 million from her 2020 campaign. Now he's a business partner in a few business ventures that are involved in lawsuits claiming his companies have made money disappear. In the case of Tim Mynett, whose LinkedIn page shows he was a partner in the eatery group along with Will Haler, there's no publicly known criminal investigation. But there may be something behind the scenes.
We have connected with federal law enforcement on this. I believe that they're looking into it as we speak.
Ned Horsted is the CEO of a South Dakota cannabis company that gave Haler and Mynett's company $3.5 million to kickstart investments, but ended up with about $1.8 million back and a court judgment, an IOU for the other $1.7 million. Omar's office tells me she has no involvement in any business ventures, and the situation reeks of political desperation. Horsted says he never dealt with Omar and didn't even have direct conversations with Mynett, but he's not convinced they're unaware.
If you have a two-person business and one of them is a spouse of a member of Congress, it seems suspicious, to say the least, that they never knew about $3.5 million that came into the bank account. They never knew that 1.7 went missing.
The lawyers for Mynett and Haler say they absolutely did not intend to defraud anyone in that cannabis business or in a winery deal that's also the subject of a civil lawsuit. Haler referred me to the settlement in the cannabis deal and said the winery business has had some successes, but it's still a struggle. Corin Hogger, Fox 9.
These are just two, right? These are just two instances. There are more, but I'm not going to belabor the point. I just felt some kind of way with her calling people idiots and dumb and so on and so forth. I didn't think that was right. At the time, I wasn't as bothered, but I'm bothered by it, y'all. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think Ilhan Omar is the only smart one in the room? She just happens to accidentally be hanging around people who are being convicted of scamming and defrauding the American public and who are being accused of scamming and defrauding people? Is it like she just can't get away from these people, right? She's the clean one, and she just can't get away from them. Or what do y'all think? I'd like to hear what y'all have to say in the comments. Let me know in the comments below. But before you do, please stop, share this video out. Hit the share button, put in somebody's email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat. Put in Instagram, put them all in. And also, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all. I'll see you back in the next one.